Welcome everyone to the Young Alumni Cocktail Making Class and Toast. My name is Carolyn Kane and I'm the Assistant Director of Alumni Relations here at DePaul. I'm so glad so many of you are able to join us this evening. Now, I'm excited to introduce Jenna McDonald. Jenna graduated from DePaul's College of Communication in 2017 and currently serves as one of our Young Alumni Committee co-leaders. I'd like to welcome Jenna.
Thank you, Carolyn, and good evening, everyone. I'm thrilled to introduce Jess and John Feller, who graduated from DePaul in 2014 with degrees in PR and advertising and finance. After a few years working in the corporate world, they turned their love of at-home mixology into a business called Aged and Infused, creating all-natural alcohol infusion kits for the home bar. They're passionate about demystifying the cocktail making process and bringing people together over an amazing drink or two. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it on over to Jess and John.
Hi, everyone.
Thanks for the intro, Jenna.
Yeah, thanks, Jenna. I am Jess, as Jenna said, and this is
John.
My partner, John. We graduated from DePaul back in 2014, Go Blue Demons, and we're really excited to walk through a couple of our favorite cocktail recipes with y'all. I think we can all agree that quarantine has been interesting and long and lots of time at home, but something that we've really enjoyed over the past 6 months is teaching ourselves more and more about at-home mixology and how to make a fantastic drink from the comfort of your own home. And I know Jenna mentioned John and I, after we graduated college, both worked in the corporate world for a few years. And then our love of at-home mixology and cocktail making kind of manifested into this great company that we've been working on for the past 4 years called Aged and Infused. So we make these really fun, all-natural alcohol infusion kits. So we basically give you all-natural fruits and spices. You add your booze, let it sit for a little bit, and it adds a really fantastic natural flavor, and it's a really easy way to just add some spice and different flavor to your cocktails. So without further ado, again, we're going to be walking through a couple of our favorites. If you have the ingredients ready and in front of you, we would love for y'all to mix along. Otherwise, feel free to take notes on these recipes, and they'll be really fun to recreate now through the weekend, through the winter.
Yeah, I think a lot of what we like to make is, we don't try to use like crazy ingredients or anything. We just try to like mostly use ingredients that you can just find at home or just are easily available in your grocery store. So we're not trying to make something super intricate or difficult, just like have fun at home, make a fun cocktail and make it simple for you.
Totally. That's the biggest thing. It's something that's so important to us. As Jenna said, we really like to demystify that process. I think everyone loves going to a great cocktail bar, but how can you take that fantastic cocktail you had, kind of piece it apart and recreate it at home? And I think what we've learned most is it's really not that difficult. So with a few easy steps, you can create fantastic cocktails. So we're going to be starting with our Blue Demon Smash. We love making smash recipes because essentially you're taking different ingredients, herbs, and fruits. You can really pick whatever you have in your fridge for this, and smashing it into the cocktail. So for this particular recipe, we're going to be using blueberries to get that Blue Demon vibe. So we're going to start with some blueberries. We have some fresh mint. And for smashes too, you can really play around with what the base spirit is going to be in there. For this recipe, we really love it with a bourbon, a whiskey, but today we're actually going to be using vodka. Vodka is a great spirit to use for different cocktails because it's really easy to combine with different flavors.
It's also great for infusing too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, all the flavor goes right in.
Yeah, it takes on really whatever flavor you put into it. So we've got our vodka. We're going to use a little bit of simple syrup, some lemon juice, and club soda to top. So with the smash, we're actually going to be building this cocktail right directly in our shaker. So before we add ice, we're actually going to muddle a couple of ingredients right at the bottom. So we're going to start with those blueberries. You can really just take however many you'd like. We're just going to add a handful.
Should we show the people the whole process?
Yes.
This is very important.
So we're going to add the blueberries. And then you can take about 5 or 6 mint leaves. Again, however many you'd like, add it right in there. We're gonna take our muddler. If you don't have a muddler, that's totally fine. We've used the back of a wooden spoon. You can use a regular spoon, really whatever you have at home.
Any stick you have available, yeah.
Is probably just fine. And we're gonna take the muddler or whatever you have and just start crushing these together at the bottom of the shaker. With herbs, muddling is great because it allows you to really release those oils and the flavor and the scent. So it's really, really fantastic in a cocktail. And once those are nice and muddled together, we usually do this for about 10 or 15 seconds or so.
Really start to smell it too.
You can really start to smell it. I love using mint in cocktails. We'll take that. And now we're gonna start building our cocktails. So we're gonna be pouring everything else directly into the shaker. So first you can add a handful of ice cubes. There we go. We're gonna be using 1.5 ounces of vodka. Again, this recipe is really fantastic with whiskey or bourbon too. So either will do just fine. So we've got 1.5 ounces of our vodka. We're going to do 3/4 ounce of simple syrup. And simple syrup too, if you don't have this at home, it's actually a really easy thing to make. You can just make it right on your stovetop. So it's gonna be 1 part sugar, 2 parts water. And you basically just simmer it until the sugar is dissolved. It's really fun too because you can add different ingredients into your simple syrup. So we like, if we have leftover fruits or spices or things like that, you can make a really fun custom simple syrup.
Super easy, yeah.
And then lastly, we're gonna add 1/2 ounce of lemon juice, just right into the shaker. From there, we're gonna put the top on our shaker. And then we're gonna shake for about 10 seconds, so don't mind the noise.
Cool.
All right, so that should be good to go. And so with most cocktails, you usually just take the top off, but for this, we're actually gonna take the entire top of the shaker, so it's not gonna be a strained cocktail, because we really want those mint leaves and the blueberry pieces to be right in the cocktail.
Stuff. That thing is,
I got it. We're good. Okay, perfect. So we've got the whole top of the shaker off. Now we're gonna just take a regular rocks glass. You can really use whatever glass you'd like for this, and we're gonna pour the drink directly in there. So it has this really beautiful blue kind of purpley color. And then the very final step, we're just gonna top it off with some soda water. And then garnish with a little bit of fresh mint. And you have yourself a beautiful Blue Demon Smash. And I can't see you guys, but cheers. That's really good.
yeah, we should have made 2, or were we thinking?
I should have made 2. This is a really fun one to do in a large batch as well. So if you're having people over, you can batch it together, have it in a big bottle, and just...
Everyone just pour their own serving out. Yeah, those are fun.
So again, smashes, get creative with these. We've tried them with all sorts of different spirits, tequila, mezcal, we've done them with rum, and then again, all sorts of different fruits, herbs, so definitely.
We did them with strawberries before, watermelon?
Yeah, literally anything works, so that's great.
Pretty cool.
So hope everyone enjoys that first cocktail. We're gonna keep moving, feel free to keep enjoying that one. But we're gonna move on to a super classic, I would say the most classic cocktail that we absolutely love, which is the classic old fashioned. So
we've got our little tray of everything we need.
Of old fashioned goods. So I would say this is very much so a staple recipe. We have made a bunch of different iterations of this, but this is the recipe that I would say is the most true, the most classic, and the one that we really enjoy. So the old fashions, it's super straightforward. I think the point of this drink is to really highlight and focus on your base spirit. So we're just using a nice mid-tier bourbon for this. So you can use a super fancy booze, but you really don't necessarily need the highest tier. We love it with bourbon. We love it with whiskey. It's really great with rye. So you can really play around with this. I would say this is also a recipe that we love using our infusions for. We have a blueberry lavender infusion kit that makes a really, really great blueberry lavender old fashioned. So you can really use little steps to upgrade this cocktail too.
Yeah, we have a navel gazer cocktail too. So it has little orange, cinnamon, clove in it. So it's a little more spiced for like fall or something like that.
Okay, awesome. So we're going to start this recipe. The ingredients that we're going to use, we have an orange. We're going to use a part of an orange peel. We have some aromatic bitters. We have sugar cubes, cherries, and then again, we have some bourbon that we're using. So we're going to start similar to our first cocktail recipe by muddling a couple of different ingredients at the bottom of our glass. For this, we're also just using a really standard rocks glass. So we're going to start, I always mess this part up, but by peeling a nice big orange peel. There we go. We're just going to put that at the bottom of our glass. Then we're going to take our sugar cube, put it right at the bottom of the glass, and then we have some aromatic bitters. This is actually a company that's based in Chicago as well. It's called Do Well Chicago. It's a really great couple based on the west side, and they make simple syrups, bitters. We always try our best to be using locally sourced products.
Yeah, they're very cool.
They're wonderful.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do, that was about 4 dashes of aromatic bitters. You can do more, you can do less, just depends on how many you'd like in there. And then where's my muddler?
There it is.
There we go.
And yeah, for bitters too, you can also use orange bitters or cherry bitters if you want to add a little different flavor to your old fashioned too.
Awesome. So then we're just gonna muddle that at the bottom of our rocks glass. And again, especially with the orange peel, this really allows those oils, the scents, the smell, the taste to really get into the cocktail. Awesome. So once that's nice and ground up, we are going to add our ice cubes. You can use regular ice cubes. We have a really fun ice mold at home that makes these fun big square ice cubes. You're just gonna put that right in your glass. And then we're going to take 1.5 ounces, 1.5 ounces or 2 ounces, however strong you'd like your cocktail, of the bourbon. Add it directly into your rocks glass. Oh, and then I just realized we don't have a stirring spoon. But you know what? You can make do without a stirring spoon. So now, as I wait for John to run back, a regular spoon is fine.
Yeah.
There we go. See, you can really use anything you have at home. We're just gonna stir this for about 10 seconds or so until everything is nice and chilled.
Mm-hmm.
And then the very last step, we're just gonna garnish it with a maraschino cherry. So again, super simple, classic recipe. You can add your own personal twists to it, but it's one that I think everyone should know how to make. It's definitely spirit forward. It's a really nice one to have in the fall, winter. It's nice and cozy. So if you have this in your hand or anything in your hand, cheers. I guess you can try this one since I had the first one.
Thank you. I tried the other one too. It's great. You did a
Awesome.
great job. It's really good.
So we hope you guys enjoyed this. Oh, yay, we see some people
Yay.
cheering. Great, that's awesome. Cheers, everyone. Yay. So we hope you guys enjoy. And again, get creative in your kitchen. You can make an awesome cocktail. If we can do it, you can do it. Oh, this is awesome. I love seeing everyone cheers.
Yay.
Cheers to DePaul alumni. This is great. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. And if anyone has any questions, we'd be more than happy to answer them. I'm gonna have, if you want the old fashioned, I'm gonna
I'll take that one, please. Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Thank you so much, guys. This is great.
Thank you so Thank you so much, Jess and John, for that demonstration. We had a few questions come through in the chat. So someone wanted to know, where can we buy the infusions you make?
Yeah, that's a great question. So you can buy them directly on our website. It's agedandinfused.com. And then we also sell in a handful of really great mom and pop shops in the city of Chicago. So if you stumble upon us, take a photo, tag us. That's awesome. We love a store in Wicker Park called Neighborly, is one we've been working with for forever. So they're wonderful. But yeah, everything's available right on our site.
What are your most popular cocktails?
Ooh. I would say I love a good dirty gin martini. That's my favorite cocktail for sure.
Yeah, we love making the Negronis too.
We do.
Yeah.
That's another
Those
one
are-
that lends itself really nicely to infusions. I would say those classic cocktails with a really kind of simple, solid base are the ones that are the most fun to add different flavors to. So yeah, we're always making Negronis, different riffs on old fashions, Manhattans, gin and tonics. So we love the basics and then finding little ways to kind of kick them up a notch.
Do you have any holiday favorites?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Holiday favorites. We'll do like a hot toddy.
We do love hot
Usually.
toddies. Those are great.
Infused, yeah, those are really nice. We have our holiday infusion too.
Oh yeah, we're actually
Yeah.
just about to release a cranberry, pear, and rosemary infusion kit, and then an apple, ginger, and cardamom infusion kit. So I think that's the way that we make our cocktails, holiday cocktails, is basically, taking the old fashioned, but using a ginger and cardamom infused whiskey. So just making them super cozy. I think bourbon and whiskey is our go-to for the holidays, but we also love making, fun holiday punch with rum or vodka or something like that, and incorporating kind of those mulled spices. So yeah, we love that too.
Okay. Do you have advice for someone who is a beer and wine drinker looking to dip their toe into an at-home cocktail?
Yes, that's a great question.
Because we're also beer and wine lovers.
We are lovers of
Conveniently.
all
Yeah.
of the things. No, I would say just start experimenting, really. I think everyone tends to gravitate towards a specific kind of spirit. I would say maybe a cocktail like the old fashioned might be a little too spirit forward if you're really just starting to dip your toe. So finding things that have a really nice balance of booze and different ingredients. I would also say we've actually just started experimenting with wine cocktails. So we have a really great margarita recipe where the base is just a really straightforward margarita. So you've got your tequila or mezcal, a little bit of lime juice, a little bit of simple syrup, and then we actually float some red wine at the top of it. And weirdly enough, red wine works really, really nicely in a cocktail.
Yeah.
So I would encourage you, if you are a red wine drinker, to look into that as well.
Do you have any recommendations for mocktails?
Yeah, I would say you can really recreate the flavor of a lot of cocktails by simply taking out the booze piece. So I know soda water is always a really great, substitute and way to incorporate those flavors. Our friends at Do Well Chicago, which are the folks who make the bitters, they actually market their bitters as something that you can really easily just add to soda. So you can kind of recreate that cocktail experience, but not actually have the booze in it. So there are a lot of really great options. There are actually some alcohol-free, I don't even know how to explain them, but like alcohol-free liquors, which doesn't make sense. But there have been some brands that have come out in the last few years that create products that simulate what booze tastes like, but they don't actually have the booze in them. So if that's something that you're interested in, it's a really great option.
Yeah, for all the classics. Yeah.
How did you get started in this business, and what would you recommend for others?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we really started this business based on just a hobby and a love for recreating cocktails at home.
Yeah, you were giving people infusions as gifts for like a couple years.
Yeah, so I would literally just take a mason jar with fresh fruit and add booze and put a little bow around it and gift them to people. And it really caught on. And I think booze infusion is something that people really enjoy but don't necessarily know too much about. So John and I were a few years into our jobs. I used to work in PR and John used to work in finance. And we always had a passion for starting something together. We, as many other people do, I'm sure, really wanted to start a bar, which maybe one day. But we took a step back and thought, let's start something together. What's a hobby that we really love and enjoy that we could help bring to other people? And we landed on alcohol infusion. So with a lot of trial and error, a lot of years of, doing samplings and in-person markets and things like that, Aged and Infused was born. And 4 years later, we're both working on it full time, which is really, really exciting. But I think my biggest piece of advice would be don't be afraid of failing and just go for it. If you have something that you're really passionate about and excited about, it's such a great learning experience, and just, yeah, go for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'd say, yeah, as far as like going forward, you don't even have to like go all in. I mean, we did, markets outside, like in Chicago, and like we're talking to people for years with their full-time jobs for a while. So
Yeah.
it's not something you have to just like dive in head first. You can figure out ways to do like build it up like slowly over time if you're, can't do the full leap like right away.
Totally. And I would also say rely on your networks and always be open to learning. I was fortunate enough to be part of DePaul's Women in Entrepreneurship Institute earlier this year, where I got to meet a handful of fantastic women across the city starting their own businesses, and got to learn from them and learn about our own business, and wouldn't have been able to do that if I wasn't part of a network like this. So people are always willing to help, ask questions, and just go for it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite obscure liquor?
Obscure liquor.
Malort.
Say Malort. Yeah, we love Malort. Weirdly enough, we've made Malort cocktails. It is possible. You can do it. Yeah, we love it.
What's your favorite DePaul bar?
Callie's.
Oh, Callie's.
It was Callie's every day. Callie's is the best. We love it.
What's your favorite bourbon?
Ooh, that's a great question. Mine's Woodford Reserve, 100%. I love Woodford. It's my sipping bourbon at the end of the night.
I like Knob Creek a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like their 9-year single barrel.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then Few Distillery, actually up in Evanston, they have really, really good
The bourbon's really good.
whiskey and a great rye. So there are some great local Chicago places too.
How can you make simple syrup at home?
Super, super easy. So you literally take, it's always going to be 1 part sugar, 2 parts water. You get a little saucepan, put it on your stove. You're going to add the water first, add the sugar, let it simmer, and just keep stirring it. And then you are going to reduce the heat so that it's literally just simmering, and you're just going to keep stirring until it reduces into a syrupy texture. And like I mentioned, you can make super fun personalized syrups. So even, with the ingredients we have right here, you can muddle some blueberries and add that in there. And then when you're ready to enjoy it, you're just going to strain the simple syrup into a vessel or a different bottle or something like that. So you can have a lot of fun. It's a really easy way to add different flavors into your cocktails. So I think that's something that we didn't know too much about, but it's the simplest process, and you don't have to pay a bunch of money for fancy syrups at stores.
Yeah, it's crazy like how expensive simple syrup can be.
And
like
it's literally sugar and water, and that's it.
Let's see, we made a Kentucky Mule cider the other night, hot cider, whiskey, cinnamon, allspice. It wasn't the best. Any suggestions for good fall whiskey drinks?
Ooh, yes. I would say that recipe maybe with a spiced rum instead. I found that hot cider drinks are really, really great, with spiced rum. We love a good hot toddy. So taking that one's super simple too. You're just going to make some, I want to say it's lemon juice, tea, and a little bit of whiskey, something like that. Don't quote me on that. I love the warm drinks, but then also again, we have an infusion kit that's orange, cinnamon, and clove, which is really, really nice fall flavors. We infuse whiskey with that for 3 or 4 days, and then use that as the base of an old fashioned or a whiskey sour, and it kind of automatically makes it a cozy fall drink.
Yeah. Or we have an Island Time infusion too, where it has pineapple and some cayenne pepper in it, so it's got a little bit of a spice. Yeah, that would be nice and mule. Or you can even shake up that one too and serve it like in a coupe glass.
Yeah,
it's nice.
That'd be good. Yeah. And you could also make like a cinnamon simple syrup. That would be a really nice touch for fall cocktails. So that is super straightforward. You're going to make that simple syrup, put 1 or 2 cinnamon sticks in while it's doing its thing, take those out, and then you automatically have like a fall base for cocktails.
Okay. I'll give people a few more seconds. Looks like I don't see any more questions. We're going to go ahead and let everyone get ready and turn on their videos so that Jenna can lead in our toast to the class of 2020. Everyone, if you like, we'll do gallery view. And you can turn on your videos.
Cheers.
If everyone's ready, we'll give you a few more seconds. Okay, Jenna, you can take it over from here.
Wonderful. Well, for anyone who is a straggler, I'll just reintroduce myself. My name is Jenna McDonald. I'm a 2017 graduate from the College of Communication, and as Harlan mentioned earlier, I serve on the DePaul Young Alumni Committee as a co-leader alongside Maddie Drafts. First, I want to thank Jessie and John for leading us through this cocktail making class this evening and for introducing me to my new favorite cocktail, the Blue Demon Smash. I made it with whiskey and it's delicious. And now I'd like to raise a glass to the class of 2020. The end of your senior year is supposed to be a time to celebrate and recognize the extraordinary achievements of receiving a college degree. Though your graduation was virtual and your graduation parties may have looked a little different this year, your achievements are no less noteworthy. I hope you all feel extremely proud of the hard work, time, and dedication that went into receiving your DePaul degree, and know that we all see your incredible resilience in being graduates this year. I am excited to officially welcome you to the DePaul Alumni Family. With over 190,000 alumni worldwide, you are now part of a wide-reaching community who is here to help and support you as you take on your next adventures. I would encourage each of you to stay connected by following our alumni social media pages, attending our virtual events, and one day again in-person events once it is safe to do so, and considering joining our Young Alumni Committee. It's a fantastic way to stay in touch with your DePaul roots and meet more of the community. So without further ado, I want to say cheers to you, and from one Blue Demon to another, congratulations on this very special achievement. So cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We hope to see you at some of our other upcoming Alumni and Family Weekend events this weekend. And again, thank you, Jess and John, for that lovely demonstration. And again, congratulations to all our class of 2020 alumni. We welcome you and thank you again.
Thank you.